Words, when you see a street naming, it helps you learn your history. Yes. And you have to be able to have tangible, visible history, because the stupid history books don't have it in the books for the children. And I just want to say, many decades, 50 years ago, the 5% movement has contributed to the well-being of Harlem, particularly to young people and families. And that's the history that is lost. So it was founded during the Civil Rights Movement, a really important time in our country. The 5%ers always stood for peace, equality for everyone, demonstrated by their powerful service in the community, working tirelessly to increase cultural awareness and the importance of education, which is why Jewel has all these wonderful children here today. After-school programs for children in the neighborhood still needed. Launching service projects like clothing and school supply drives, providing college preparation and support for high school students. So we stand here on the corner where the 5%ers headquarters is located. We look forward to the legacy of this group being celebrated for many years to come, and congratulations, and keep the education going. Thank you very much.
Peace. All right, listen, we need to back up a little bit. We're too close. Let's back up a little bit so they can have some room. Take your time, huh? Yeah, old bones. Cold in your bones.
God. Maybe just gonna bring them into the area where school door.
Right.
Open up.
They could come in this way and go all the way around through the school.
Need more space in there? Can you let these people a little bit more? Can we back up a little bit more? Can we please back up a little bit more? This is holding up the program. I know everybody want to be up close and personal, but we need a little room here so that our guests can walk back and forth. You want them over here?
I'm just saying, if she wanted to get out, she could come up. She could come this way and go out through the school. So she wouldn't have to.
Understanding, understood.
Thank you. Peace.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Gail Brewer. Thank you for dropping the knowledge that you did. Thank you very much. Very appreciate it. Right now, when I started the straight co-naming campaign, I had to get support letters from certain prominent people. I reached out to Mr. Sid David, who is one of the liaisons between City Hall and Allah the Father back in equality during the 60s. He was there during the times for the negotiations for the school when the father acquired the school from the city, right? I called up Mr. Sid David several months ago and I asked him, can you provide a support letter? And he said, check it, peace. I had called up Mr. David and I told him, I said, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the street done. I understand that you was a liaison between City Hall and the father, and he was one of Mayor Lindsay's aides. He answered, yes, I'm also a 5%er. I said, all right, that's what's up, right? So anybody who has any doubts about being Caucasian 5%ers or whether the father was teaching, then this man right here can answer that right now because he's here in the presence. And he provided a support letter. He's provided a support letter which is very instrumental in this getting approved from the very beginning up to where it's at now. So I would like to introduce Mr. Sid David Orr. Hey, yeah, we can do better than that.
Yeah, peace. Peace. So, it's true, the father had me, or Allah had me, admitted into the 5%ers of this Jewish Caucasian and say I am the only living 5%er who is Jewish Caucasian. So there are a lot of stories I can tell about the Shalimar bars in the days when we met the father and he helped us to do the things we needed to do in this city, in this particular area. Most of all, how it came about that the city gave over the school. It was great coming to sermons on Sunday in those days. But there's one story that sticks out that's the most important to me. That particular time was the night that Martin Luther King was shot, was assassinated. And John Lindsay came up to this corner We advised them against it. We were in the Shalimar, myself and Barry Goddard from the mayor's office, with the Shalimar and saying, it's too explosive. We can't guarantee safety. You don't know what's going to happen. And he said, I'm coming. Just tell me where I'm coming to. And I expect to be in a half hour. I said, give us 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, a lot of people came to help, from Percy Sutton. I can mention 100 names, but the most important name was Allah, who called in the 5%ers, who walked with John Lindsay, the mayor of the city of New York, down this block at 125th Street.
That's right.
And we saw flames in Newark, and there were flames around this country, but in New York City and in Harlem, there was peace. Everybody mourned that night. And it was in great part the 5%ers on Allah who stood next to the man and made that happen. And for that, we'll always be thankful. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sid Davidoff, thank you. Around the same time, I was speaking with another prominent politician at that time. He's not a politician from the 60s, but he's more common to us.
Wait.
And I'm sure y'all know who this man is. He served as a Harlem assemblyman for 26 years, right? And his father was very instrumental in helping some of the 5%ers that was getting incarcerated in the 60s and 70s get somewhat of a break, just get a fair shake inside the system, when it wasn't really like that for most people. And he earned the name Cut 'em Loose Bruce, right? Now, I know I've heard stories from some 5%ers from back then who said what happened during that time. So we have his son right here, right now, Mr. Keith Wright. And Mr. Keith Wright, I asked him for a support letter for this. He said, not only am I giving you a support letter, I'm gonna be there. So he came to the very first meeting, and people, like, I'm not really that knowledgeable about what goes on in politics, but people told me, they said, yo, we keep right there, that sign is not gonna get denied, right? He came through, Dr. Leonard Jeffries came through, several 5%ers came through. Dr. Jeffries and Mr. Keith Wright got up and spoke on behalf, and they shared prominent words, which helped get it approved. So right now, I would like to introduce Mr. Keith Wright to the stage, and he can explain that to you.
Peace. Brother Malachi, thank you very much. It is an honor to stand before all of you today. I don't know if you can look out, but we have a sea of people. We closed down Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard for the renaming of this street.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So I just want to say, I've done a lot of these street renamings, and quite frankly, this is probably one of the most important ones.
Peace.
You know, when you see a street sign, you're looking for where you are. When you see a street sign, you're looking for where you're going, north, west, east, south. When you see a street sign, you're looking for direction. We now have direction of where we've been and where we are going. So not only do we have a street sign, but we have to know where the street sign is going to take all of us as a community, as a people. Am I on? Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
I was told we have to show our unity in the community here. So I want to say thank you to Brother Malachi for spearheading this. Quite frankly, when we went to that first community board meeting, they thought that we were crazy. You know, we have a lot of different signs here, and this is not only for us, but for our younger folks, these babies standing right here, but also for the newcomers into this community.
That's peace.
They gotta know where they are. They have to know that they're not only on James Brown Way, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, Lloyd Dickens Boulevard right over there, but that our 5%ers Allah and Justice Way is here today, and it's here to stay.
That's peace. Peace.
I can't say how important it is that Sid Davidoff was here today. Sid Davidoff is the one that made sure this school is here for 99 years. So now we have to make sure that we keep it here for another 99 years.
Peace.
So I just want to say, we now have our street sign. We now know where we've been. We now know where we're going. So let's all get there together for our generations yet unborn. Thank you very much. Peace.
Peace.
I know Rasul is somewhere over there. There you go. This is one of our firstborn who paved the way with Allah and justice to make this knowledge of our culture be made manifest.
Back up,
Brother Rasul, we know him by your
Back up this way. Back up. Oh, wow. Thank you. There you come. What he been talking about? Stay right there. Yeah, I heard he gave it back to us. Yes, sir.
Okay, let the sister back in her place.
Hey, what them breaks down here? I'm sure they didn't want That's why you stand right there, boy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Why equal?
Peace!
Peace.
Peace!
Peace.
Peace! Peace! To the greatest nation ever born.
That's right. Talk about it.
You know,
Yes, Mom.
I asked the Father once,
Let the God
I said, what do you want to see in this life? And he said, I want to see y'all bring a nation to this place. He said, I worked hard. I got a lot of enemies, people that disrespect what we doing. He said, but the element of growth and development is alive. He said that follow the logic to its logical conclusion. Each one of you go out and build a nation.
Yes, sir.
Don't be playing. Don't be acting like a fool. Don't be getting high and stupid.
All right now.
And acting other than yourself.
All right.
Your lessons tell you that you are an intelligent people, not a foolish people.
Supreme being.
So if you intelligent, then the orientation that you distribute to the people, and we got many people that are really, really, really down in the dirt. So don't think that you finished because you got your knowledge. You got knowledge to build a nation. And if that nation isn't getting built, it's because you too trifling and lazy
That's a supreme
and
understanding.
stupid. And we're not stupid. We're not trifling.
That's right.
We're not lazy.
That's
We
right.
got a few that's, you know.
But let's not
Weeds.
talk
We got a
about
few
that.
weeds.
About us.
You gotta understand this. We got a whole nation to build, man.
That's right, God.
Ain't no 2 or 3.
Go.
And get out of this hating each other.
That's peace.
Now talk about that.
We add stress where you find it.
Bring
That's
it.
right.
We don't need it with us.
That's
Bring
right.
it.
And I conclude by telling you something that the Father told me, Prince, and a few other brothers. You are not through until the day they throw the dirt on you. So if it ain't no dirt on you, let's go. Listen, I'm glad to see you. It's great. I mean, greater than anything you can think of. And when you have it again, make it greater. Peace.
What happened? You love the God? You love what he's going to come back this way. They bringing ABG up. Let him speak.
Let me get him out, please.
Jay, hold on.
We gonna open this and let the guard get out. Bring him this way. Yes, that's what we go. Lord Justice is with him. Lord Justice. Yes, let him go that
God,
way.
on my seat.
So he can go through the school, God.
Okay.
There's no chance for that.
Adam, peace.
Thank you, Rasul. Right? Great historian. He was there before there was firstborn. Right? He was there before there was a firstborn.
Right now, we got a firstborn with us. This is the seventh of the first 9 born that Allah selected. Also, he's the father of Medina.
Hey.
Firstborn ABG.
Peace.
Medina!
It's good to see all of you out there today. All praise is due to Allah.
All right.
All praise
God is in his chair sitting behind.
In 1964, when we was running around trying to embrace Islam. In 1964, when we was walking around attempting to embrace Islam, Kareem and As-Salam met Allah. They were the first two. And through them, the rest of us came. The third one was Prince, as y'all know him. He was our Jabba at that time.
Right.
The fourth one was Uhura. He stayed with Uhura. The fifth one was Bismillah, as y'all knew him, but his name was Naheem. The sixth one was Akbar. He was As-Salam's younger brother. The seventh one was myself, and I was called Bill Al. The eighth one was Al-Jamal. He remained Al-Jamal. His ninth one was Kahim, whose name now is Kabir. There was 9 of us that Allah put into the street. He sent us out sheep amongst wolves. We wasn't Muslims, we were 5%ers. The 5% is poor righteous teachers who are all wise and do not believe in the teachings of the 10% and know who the living God is. And teach that the living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, the black man from Asia, and teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all the human families of planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people, also Muslims and Muslim sons. Not Muslim brothers, because at the time the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was alive, and he was teaching the Muslim. We was to teach the Muslim. Later on, we understood that as 5%ers, we had no religion whatsoever. So we could embrace and understand all men of faith and religion. And we was taught to respect the American flag and to make this country strong. These was Allah's words. Go to school and go to work. That's what he told us. Our job was to teach. And to this day, even though we are the family of Allah's, we still teach. Teachers change the world. Armies don't do it. Money don't do it. Economics don't do it. Teachers change the world. If anybody here ever been in school or college or anything, they know their world changed through what they learned. And this is what we are supposed to be doing. And this is what we do to this day. So I'm happy to see all of you that are here for this street change, this symbolism, this to be grateful for. Allah and justice and the 5% square. All praises are due to Allah.
Peace, peace. Thank you, firstborn ABG. I hope y'all acknowledge that wisdom. That's coming straight from the horse's mouth. That's one of the real ones that was there. Are there any other firstborns here that would like to speak today? Firstborns from Medina, firstborns from Pelon,
Savior's Island.
you know, whatever. You know what I mean? It's Sister Omala here.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I spoke with her earlier. I want the Earth's representative.
That's
Sister
right.
Omala here today. Or Queen Cypher. I know I built with Omala yesterday. She said she was coming through. But is Queen Cypher present?
Wisdom Understanding is here too.
Somebody get Queen Cypher's attention. Right? In the meantime, peace. All the father's grandchildren.
Did you hear?
Your auntie?
Peace.
You ain't gotta go to the bathroom, don't skip us, no problem. You okay?
In honor of my
Mama, I
grandfather
love
and
you.
justice,
Go ahead.
I took this off my wall. My wife wrapped it for me. These are my grandfather's medals. So I wanted the babies to see the majority of the medals that we have. These are the originals. And I wanted to bring it out for this day to show the babies the accomplishments of the gods and the earth. And to also show how fantastic we are. And I would like to say peace to our family and peace to the gods and the earth.
Yeah, God got a picture of him with his uniform on and everything. I don't know what anybody got.
Of course you took the picture.
I wish we had the screen out here.
Wait, we almost done. It's very important for that, okay? You see all these people? You see all these people? I know, we about to go to the park after this.
It's coming out on you, dog. It's coming on you. It's coming on you.
What you mean coming?
Freedom. It's coming out, so catch it right there.
Yeah, hold this part.
You gotta be careful with the medals in the shadow box in the glass.
Hey, son. Hey, son. Let
me pull it down. Let me pull it down.
I've had it for years, but
take that picture right there.
All right,
All
to the
around,
east,
God.
to the east.
Hold it higher, God, and go around.
there you go, like that. There you go, like that.
That's right, God. Hold it high. Allah, for his own this country. We want people to know that. And he saved people, just like he saved us. Just like he saved
Make
us.
this country and our babies great. Peace.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah, Cypher.
Hey, God, you getting up here.
Waiting on you, Cypher. What it is, baby?
Oh, that Cypher get up there.
You heard that one? That's something his daddy would have said. His daddy would have said something like that.
Where you going? Want to come over here with your sister?
Land of the free, home of the brave, man. I don't appreciate this, man.
I want to speak on the mic.
Huh?
Like, almost done. What? Yeah, you always want to speak on the mic.
I don't care about what he talking about. That's my man. Okay, that.
Peace, family, peace. All right. Now, one of the major complaints I've heard throughout the years is that the gods exclude the females, the earths, the women, the queens.
Let us stay over here with the babies.
Right?
The
I hear
babies
that
over
from a
here.
lot of 85ers. I hear that
pictures
from
of all the babies.
other
You got them all
females
in your camera now.
Cypher, period, right?
Jay, start
now,
because she want to do
we
what
have
she want to do.
an
She don't
earth
want to
here
sit there and
today
deal with us.
who's there in equality years. And she could explain somewhat of what was the earth's responsibilities as far as the family's concerned with the children. And this is one of the great earths that I've met. This is one of the great earths that I've met in my life. Queen Cypher. Please put your hands together for the earth, Queen Cypher.
Peace to the lost nation, great nation of the gods and the earth.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, our father's mantra was, when you want to see me, all you got to do is come together. And that does, bear witness to the day's mathematics, understand it as a cipher. Okay? And we also know, I know, and you all know that in the black man's body there exists two. And I am that other one that existed within the mind and body of the almighty true and living God. And I would like to say this, that, this is a special honor for me, and I'm so happy to be received and have my family stand behind me as I tell the truth of who we are. Now, people may complain that they don't really hear too much from the earth. It's all right, because we know that this nation would not be what it is without us. So, with that being said, this very square here, to me, is like Holy Land. This is Mecca, where knowledge and wisdom was first founded by the almighty true and living God alone. And it's right here, in a building that was right here, that I sat before almighty God alone, His Majesty, in April 1969. So I'm celebrating 50 years. And after I saw Allah, I hit the ground running, and I have not looked back since. And I stand, you know, with the gods, you know, because this nation was founded on knowledge and wisdom, and I am that wisdom. And I represent my father, always have, always will. So, you know, our duty as women, as taught to us by the Father, was what? To mainly teach our children, our babies, and we all, as mothers of civilization, they're first teachers, okay? So many of y'all out there, you know who taught you. you know who taught this. And also, how to keep a home. And what I think most importantly is how to keep a husband. You know? And I was blessed.
Don't skip that class.
In April 1969, I would be so much remiss if I didn't give honor to my brother, Dumar Wadi Allah, the national representative, because it was Dumar who right there was pushing and proud of me to go in to see Allah. So Dumar, this blessing is for you. Also, we know that Allah predicts his history in advance. So Allah knew this day was coming, and little did I know that I would grow up to be able to speak in the name of the Almighty and living God, my Father. The Quran says of our Father, I will make a people that I love, and they will love me. We sincerely love Allah for blessing us with our indigenous language of supreme mathematics. You know, that's our indigenous language. And here we are today to show and prove to the entire planet that Allah still lives. All right? So, that being said, I just want to mention firstborn Sister Carmine. Sister Carmine nursed me in my early days of growth and development. And also my sister Mecca, you know, who the Father loved. And also I have to mention Allah Empress. You know, y'all know who my sister Allah Empress was. So, you know, I don't want to take up too much time. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will always stand in the name of the Almighty and living God, Allah, who lives. Peace.
And now can I see the
get up out of here, bodyguard.
I can't move back.
Peace, sister. Yo, God.
Yeah, peace.
That's all right. Hold on. Go ahead.
Excuse me.
All right, God, give him some room up there. Freedom, back up a little bit. He got to get over there, man. All right, so somebody got to move, God, so he can do what he got to do. All right.
Saquon.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Peace.
Alright, I don't need any trash talking on my back.
My man, God.
Peace, family. How y'all?
Good.
All right. Now check it. We have people who claim to be 5%ers because they may be quoting lessons or speaking mathematics, yet they're not living it out. You have others who don't classify themselves as 5%ers, yet they are righteous teachers, right? And some of them walk in society every day. We have one, a very influential one with us today, that he raised it up for us, and he's taught thousands of students who were 5%ers throughout the years. I would like to call up Mr. Dr. Leonard Jeffries, African scholar warrior, Dr. Leonard Jeffries.
Dr. J. Yeah, you got this one.
Daddy, that last time I saw tears on your eyes.
Dr. J.
How's that, peace, family?
Hey.
It is indeed a pleasure to come to Harlem, the heart of Harlem, and see so many of you here. This represents an enormous achievement and victory for those who wanted to make sure this sacred space was acknowledged. I want to give thanks to all of you who've held the power in your hand and you passed it on. I have to give special thanks to Brother Malachi because he said, you got to be here, Dr. J. And I did everything to get here. There was a jam over the George Washington Bridge. I said, move that shit out the way.
That's right. That's right.
And it was moved out of the way.
I was there.
And we got here.
I
So I'm not here for myself.
I saw it.
I'm here for those giants who came through Harlem.
That's right.
This is special sacred turf for African peoples. And we were blessed to have our brother and all of the gods that he touched to be a part of what we're about. I'm standing here not for Dr. Len Jeffries. My African stool name is Nana Kwekuchua Ajiman II. I'm standing here for Nana Kwekuchua, who had deep roots in Africa. I'm standing here for my mentors, Dr. John Henry Clark, who taught us to be African. I'm standing here for Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. Ben, whose office was right across the street. Dr. Ben said you gotta take Africa, but if you don't take Egypt, if you don't take Kemet, you're into a losing battle. So Dr. Ben led thousands of us to the Nile Valley. Dr. Clark led thousands of us to other parts of Africa. So we've been blessed. So take your blessing and make it work for you. Honor the traditions that you stand on. Honor those who had the light and brought the light to you. You pass the light on to the children. Look at these children here. All of these blessings that we have here. You've got to get your shit together if you're going to make sure that these don't get caught up in some shit. And that they are rising up the geniuses that they have to be. So I'm glad to be in the heart of Harlem. I actually taught up at City College for 45 years.
Peace.
Bringing that truth. They threw everything they could at me.
Get at it.
The biggest lies. But we had the light and we let that light shine.
Oh yeah, he's a warrior.
And those who are part of us are everywhere. I have to speak about a Gil Noble who was on the TV screen.
That's right.
Bringing that
Like it is.
Like it is. Speak about the artists who created images as well. The musicians. We are a blessed people, and you got to tap into your blessings and make it work for you, because we are responsible for this future here. These babies who can't get caught up in the mess that's out there. They got to get the real deal, and we have to lay it out for them. So I've said enough. But if you want to hear some more, go on the internet. Just put Dr. Leonard Jeffries in. All the speeches, all the struggles, all the triumphs, all the victories are there. And so I'm speaking not just for our scholars and our TV people. I'm looking at Adam Clayton Powell over there. I'm speaking for Adam at that corner, because you have pictures of Adam at that corner with Malcolm X. Adam at that corner with our leaders from Africa, Mandela and others. Fidel Castro, representing the spirit of revolution in Central and South America and the islands of the Caribbean. He came as a part of coming to Harlem. And then he was up at the Teresa Hotel when they could not give him a proper accommodations and respect down at the big white downtown. He came up to Africa Town, and Fidel was here. So you have to understand, your blessings are there. Tap into them and Africanize your life. I leave you with these words of empowerment. Frederick Douglass said it best. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom, yet deprecate agitation. They don't want the crops without plowing up the ground. They don't want the rain without the water and lightning. It must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, it never will. Find out what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them until they are resisted with either words or blows. We come here today to dedicate ourselves to a brother who had the light and who passed it on to us. We are God's chosen, and take that control and make it work for you. African power, black power. The gods, move on and do your work. Thank you.
Dr. J.
Peace, peace. Right. You know, at one point from the 60s and 70s mostly, right, the 5%ers was just known in the streets. Through hip hop, a lot of people became more aware about the 5%ers, the gods and earths, right? Of course, y'all know about Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, right? But in the born years, in the early born years, the 90s, there was a group that sold millions and heightened major awareness about the gods. One of the main founding members is here today. We have Papa Wu, Freedom, Allah.
Yeah,
peace.
my man. Hey, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Peace. Yo, check this out. We here for a reason. Ain't no reason to be silent, no motherfucking more. And the worstest curse is a man being dumb, deaf, and blind. You understand me? Peace! In the name of Allah. The first thing I ever heard was the black man was God. It was 1965. I lived in Coney Island. And I walked down Mermaid Avenue. And the brother said, come here, young brother. Have you heard that the black man was God? Do you understand me? This is what Allah manifests, what you see here today. And ain't nobody can take it away. And don't y'all ever forget that. We are champions without opponent. No one can defeat us. Not in this day and time, because we've been tried, we've been denied, and we willing to be tried again. Have you not heard that the black man is God? Regardless to whom or what.
Tell it, God.
We don't travel many, many miles. And it says, how far did thou travel? Thou travel, and the far as they're mentioned, as far as he can see. We what Allah manifested to this day that it would be. And you think, see, Yaqub never lived to see his creation. Now understand the cipher that we exist in. Allah lived to see his because we all him and at one. We all is Allah here today. And this what he manifested for all us to come together on this day to honor him. What he done. Allah and justice. When you hear brothers say Allah all the time, when they say Allah, it means justice too. So some brothers don't get religious and don't get it twisted. The same love for Allah is the same love for justice. Why would you separate them? Because justice is Allah and Allah is justice.
That's how we was taught it.
That's what the problem we have. See, they said to us, if they can divide us, I always say, united we stand, divided we will fall as a nation. If they can divide us and separate us, then we think different. All I had was my brothers. The Father used to say, if we work together, we don't have to want for nothing. Because whatever I got, my brother got. To all the sisters, whatever my sister got, my other sister got. We was here to take care of each other.
That's right.
That was the duty of a civilized man. To teach the ones that was uncivilized. Give them the proper knowledge of themselves. And raise them from the dead.
That's right.
It says each Muslim was required to bring in 4 devils. As a 5%er, you show me one brother you brought back that was a pork chop swine eating nigga, and you gave him the truth. Then I'll bear witness to you. Other than that, keep teaching. Because that's the only thing we got to do. As long as we teach, they can't stop us. Because the teaching through Allah is making this happen today.
That's right. Talk about it.
See what they done? They showed you what they done. Because it's in the lesson. Ignorance Muslim lesson number 1 and ignorance Muslim lesson number 2. These was exercises for us. Because we was the gods, we had to understand to that.
Yeah, tell them.
You understand? But some brothers forget where they come from. See, because if you can go back where you came from, it's all in them lessons. Because at one time, we all was mentally dead. And it took a lot of mathematics, the word of that man's mouth brought us back alive.
Right.
So right now, we still living and breathing through each other. So don't think you got this by yourself. Don't think you tougher than nobody else. Because your energy only comes from what we all do. You don't got no energy here by yourself. None of you. Our energy is through each other.
That's right.
We take care of each other. If your brother don't got, you got.
Unity.
We got to stop this envy, greed, lust, and hate. Because that's the sign of the devil, and we say we God. And then when I see brothers that say they God that came, and they are dealing with these envy, greed, lust, and hate, then I see the devil. And ain't no relief gonna come to our aid again until the Son of Man. Now rise, y'all. We're the Son of Man. Here today, we want a law manifested. That what we got to do today, we got to teach civilization to all the human families on the planet Earth. How many human families on the planet Earth? You got six. Black, brown, yellow, white, half an original. Is you crazy?
You got them all.
We got to go back and teach everybody. Not inside the schools. We got to get back on every corner.
That's right.
Like we used to do.
How we did it to the streets.
That's what we got to do if you say you're a 5%er. Because you got a lot of job files and 5 attenders. All right? You got a lot of people running around here to wear this flag. That's why you always see me manifest the 16-point flag. Because anybody can't put that on. You have to show and prove. You can take that 8-point flag and you can do what you want to do because anybody can wear it now. The devil hip to it. You know we do, but they can't manifest God. Because that's the only degree you see God is the 16th degree. Now it's equality. Now it's your equality. Now it's your own equality. If you keep telling people about the Father all the time, how would you see yourself in this life? Tell them about you. Make them love you like they love the Father. All this history you learn in these books.
They don't want me to.
When are you gonna write your own history, goddammit? You keep telling about everybody about Malcolm X and all. What about you? You don't exist. Your life don't mean nothing. Tell the world about you. Make yourself known today. Let everybody know that the black man is God that exists within you. Because in any man's body, there's in his DNA spelled G-O-D, whether he want to be or not.
By nature. By nature.
Do you understand that? Yeah. We ain't no goddamn fools. And I'm tired of y'all brothers running around making these people out here thinking we goddamn fools. And we're the most intelligent thing on this goddamn planet.
Get them free! Get them free!
We the only thing that the world got left. Look at us. We the cleanest, the prettiest, we're God gift to the world.
That's right. We gonna teach the world.
Do y'all understand that?
Yeah, God. Please, God.
Do y'all understand?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Do y'all understand that?
Right.
Let's live it from now on. And I'm gonna say peace, and I love y'all.
Peace.
Hey.
Let's get it all back to Mike.
Give me mine, baby. Free.
Yeah, Malachi.
Free. Give me mine, baby.
Malachi.
That's like the old
Back to
70s
Malachi.
right there, baby.
Peace, man. Excuse me for a minute. Can y'all just step back?
Let Malachi handle
please.
this,
Some space here.
This is his show today.
Because there's some babies
We did
in
it
the
with him,
front.
but it's his
There's
show
some babies
today.
in the front, and I don't want them to get hurt.
That's bothering me, man. That's bothering
All right, go up there with Malachi.
I want to skill shot. I'm going this way. All right? We're going to have to short this, man.
Get up there.
Somebody calling him on the phone went
You know,
on.
Come on. Let me slide out.
Father had a journey
Samir,
to
right back
becoming a
there.
law. He wasn't born as a law. He didn't learn to become a law in one day. Right? What was very influential in his growth was the time that he did at Mars number 7 as a student under Malcolm X and Minister Benjamin Green. Right? There are a few people who
Stop,
left,
you
but
touching
there's
too
only
much shit, that's why
2 people who left with him around the time that he left. Abu Shahid.
I'm trying to get it.
Right? They left a little bit afterwards. From what I was told, the father left in September of Equality Understanding. Abu Shahid said he left in the springtime, him and his wife.
Watch out for the guard next
Throughout
to
the
you.
years, I met a number of people that was in the mosque with the father. There's one prominent guard that's here today that was inside the mosque with the father. And many of y'all know him, many of y'all may not, but he's going to build right now and share some of that history. He goes, the God of Melchizedek, Shabazz, Allah. Peace.
Knowledge of God. Knowledge. Right. Knowledge. And then
knowledge, man. Knowledge. We don't need all these extra people talking, man. Get the God up.
This is peace. God's God.
Civilized people.
I met the father. I met the father in 1960 at Temple number 7 under Malcolm X. We was in the FOI class together.
Get up.
We was in the
people are gonna trip over you. They don't see
ministry
you.
class together. Learned to be ministers and community leaders. Beautiful brother, the heaviest one in the temple at the time. Knew the mathematics coming and going. Knew mastered the lessons that he got from the FOI class. Okay, and the only one that could handle him in the temple was Malcolm X. But no matter how much knowledge, wisdom, understanding you have, you always have a lack of understanding individual that's not on your level of thinking, so they try to block your growth. But anyway, to make a long story short, when the father came out, he hooked up with Mayor Lindsay. Mayor Lindsay taught Mayor Lindsay 120. He taught Mayor Lindsay 120. And Minister Lindsay bowed down to 120 and asked the father, what do you want? What can I do? Whatever you want, name it. And to show you the love, the respect, the concern, and the future of the father, nobody told Mayor Lindsay, all I want is the school for my babies with a 100-year lease. He got it. Mayor Lindsay granted him a school for the babies. That's all he said he wanted. He didn't want no money. He didn't want no gold. He didn't want no fur coats. He didn't want no mink coats. He didn't want no car, no Cadillac. Like these 10% blood suckers that you got out here today that want to in luxury off of poor people and not teaching people nothing. Now, the father did an excellent job. He said to me, every baby must have 120. Every baby must have a portrait. Every baby must have a flag. That's my nation, and I'm naming my nation the 5% nation at that time. Now it's the gods in earth. Right. Okay? Now, you all did an excellent job. It was the gods that preserved the lessons. When so-called believers put lessons in the garbage can, the 5% kept them alive. All in the school system, all in the communities, all in the educational system. God kept it alive.
Your cousin seen you,
and they did an excellent job. And my words to y'all, keep it moving. All in the school system, circulate them lessons. If you're in elementary school, if you're in high school, junior high school, college, keep them 120 alive. And all those that don't know where to get it, you can go to the website, University, Supreme, ShabazAllah.com. All the lessons is there. Come to the school, you get the school here. Come to the parliament. Every guard that's out here, every month you should be at the parliament with your wife, your babies, your children, your mother, your father. Fill that parliament every month. But there's no reason why the parliament shouldn't be overloaded with the guards and the babies once a month. So all I'm saying, you did an excellent job. I'm proud of you. I was with you for over 50 years. I'll work with you and going to continue to be with you. Now circulate them 120. It's the 120. I'm here to tell you, it's all over the world, all over the country, all in the street, and all in the penal institution, because Allah blessed me to do that, and I will continue to do that as long as I'm here on earth with the gods. Long live the gods. That's my family, always been, always will be. That's my family.
Always will.
Well, you know what that means.
Say now, yes, he is. He's coming right now.
Yo, peace, family. Check it. Yo, there was a lot of people in equality years knew the Father. Not everybody was taught by the Father. Right? There was some gods who were very close to the Father. And they don't really brag about it. Yeah, you can see it through their ways and actions. Right? There's a God.
battery is dead.
Tell him he said it's a battery.
There's a God that's very significant to our history.
So we need extra batteries.
We know that we have the Enlightener, which is our national anthem. And we have one of the gods responsible for that here right now. Bring to the stage the God knowledge, Allah.
Peace, God. Hey, you gotta get this mic fixed for us, God.
Yeah.
Wait for the mic, God.
To the back. Double A battery. Double A
Peace.
I need y'all. I ain't got no mic.
All right, God. Damn, God. All right. Go ahead,
I got me.
Peace, God. There you go.
We come with the knowledge of self. And we here to honor and respect. This is very important in our life.
Right, Supreme Peace.
Mike. Allah.
Go ahead. I was listening. Still.
Each and every day. You know what I learned from Allah? Your word is your bar. I had to learn that so I could get up with myself in the morning and know what I had to do. Teaching civilization to the uncivilized. Because by me doing that each and every day, I was able to live a life. 50 years ago, we came together and we forged out truth and education for our children. We let them know they can be anything they want. You understand that? And by them participating in their own life.
Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the
Put on your coat.
mic.
Now,
Give me the mic out.
Star Asia.
I'm over here. Where's my cousin?
Star Asia ain't in front of me. Star Asia over here. Put on your jacket. It's getting a little brisk.
We feel, Mama. You gotta always remember.
Which direction you trying to go?
Your body is your life. And if you put your life at value, then you do your duty as a civilized person. And teach the uncivilized to establish civilization. That's your job. And you gotta do that every day. You do that rain or shine. Get up every day, one day at a time. We here to honor Allah and justice.
All right, yo. What happened with the mic, God?
They got it over there.
Yeah, bro. You know you're in the house of God.
And I said, peace.
You keep doing this shit to me.
He's not having a mic. Stop it.
Say something.
You don't have to have patience. We don't have a mic soon, okay? Peace. So we're going to have a mic soon. In the meantime, soak up the knowledge and the history that's being dropped here. Right?
Right now.
Please, can everybody please step back?
Please.
Step or two.
Move the guard back a little bit.
Just let me be. All
right, let's go. We gave y'all the space, God.
Step or two. I know.
Fix the towel on the bottom, guys. All right, let's go. Let's get the show on the road.
All right. I want to introduce
One king.
There's another God here that's responsible for spreading knowledge through music and art.
You know what we're here to do. We're making sure this goes right.
Putting me on without a mic.
Daddy, I don't know how to sing.
I'm entertaining. But how long is the mic? How long is the mic? That I do.
We're acknowledging them.
You got the God, Ali, coming up. You can tell there's two of them. There's two of them now. It's one. Right? Tahaka, Tunde, Ali.
Get over here where I'm at.
To the stage now.
You don't want to stand over here. Yeah, you get it right. Just put that shit up.
I know this is going to be kind of difficult, but I think in times like this, what we need to do is kind of relax and go into pray. There's a difference between pray and prayer. We are the prayer. The pray is what we eat.
What is this, God?
So the pray that I'm going to pass on to those that might be able to hear me is this. To me,
That my jacket's a little messed up.
I don't know what's going on, but get this organized now. Who got the mic and who's next? This guy wasn't next. It's supposed to be knowledge and love.
Knowledge spoken.
Oh, all right. That's all he wanted? All right.
peace!
All right.
Peace!
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 Just the
All right,
confusion,
God.
please.
Malachi, we got you, God. Who's next, God? Yeah, God. Hey, Mom, all right, we got that, God. We know. Come on, I'm telling everybody now, back up. It's Malachi's show. Let Malachi do what he's doing. Y'all messing up things, don't do that. Come on, let him do it how he's doing it. He got it set up nice.
I'm taking Sister O'Mara here.
All right.
Sister O'Mara here.
Where's she at? She coming?
She said Can you please bring Sister O'Mara over here?
She right there. Sister O'Mara over there?
Bring over here.
She's not there.
Let this man do what he's
Yo, are there any more firstborns in the house? Firstborns from Medina, firstborns from Mecca. Are there any firstborns from the house? The first group from equality is wants to build right now. That's what I'd like to call up.
Listen, you gotta take it to the God cipher now. They ain't here no more. We the ones that when Allah said that his best is yet to come, we came.
Right.
We the gods from the 70s, man.
Right.
Yeah, we the ones that brought it to this to make sure that this continued on.
I was trying to get.
When Allah said we was in the school in 72.
Right. We trying to get
at 13 years old.
Yo, we about to set it off. We about to set it up to set the unveiling ceremony, right? We about to convene the unveiling right now. Because the main thing, matter of fact, before that, we have a large physical family here, right? Many of y'all may not even know that he's family because he flies off the radar, he doesn't look for the attention, right? This is one of the great gods from Allah's family who's been amongst us for many decades, right? And I'm not trying to negate any other Allah's family, but I'm going to introduce the God Kenya. Y'all know him and y'all don't even know that he's the father's nephew. He can speak on behalf of the Smith family. Bring Brother Kenya to the floor. With the microphone. I want the mic. You need the microphone.
Oh, you working it out?
You really need that mic. You need to be heard.
You just get batteries for the mic.
Yeah, double A.
All right, look. I got some batteries.
Nah, we just got hit off with batteries. So we good. The God just brought the batteries.
Thank you, sister.
All I was saying, God, was just to fill the time. I wasn't trying to interrupt the program. I just wanted to give energy to the people because they standing out there, God. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Feed them something rather than nothing. It works.
I wish we put those hands. To be honest with you.
I don't need a mic. I got a big mouth.
So let him build.
Right.
Get the mic. No. Let him build. Get the mic. Give us a mic. Just come forward.
Hey!
Hey, listen. Today's mathematics is understand the cipher. Understanding means to see. Because of Allah's mathematics, everybody in Harlem sees us today. Today, we will see the unveiling of our street sign. That means we are speaking for and defining ourselves. Now that we have done so, there's nobody in this city, state, or country that can speak for or define us in any negative way. The government of New York City, from the time of Almighty God Allah, respected Allah's mathematics. See, Davidoff stood up here and said he was an honorary 5%er. Never allowed anybody to tell you anything other than the truth about who and what we are. Before we leave here today, we are going to take a group photo of monumental proportions. The world will be amazed at what Allah has born. We are the proof that Allah still lives. Understand that. See it. It's crystal clear. Peace.
Peace.
Because a lot of y'all don't know that I'm one of the nation's photographers. And also, as I stated before, the father always said, when you want to see him, what do? You have to what? Come together. So the father's here, Allah is here, Torah is here. Everybody that went to the essence in the name of Allah is here. So I just want to say peace. Peace.
You got to speak, Peace, peace, peace.
I'm good.
Peace, peace. All right, I'm looking for Elijah. Old man Justice had a seed named Elijah. He's supposed to be here today. I would like to call him to the front.
Hold up, guys. They're going to get him for you.
Elijah come to the front because we want to represent. When I was doing this campaign, it was really honoring Allah and justice in the nation that they built. At the same time, I didn't want to omit the biological family. Because I feel like it's proper protocol. We have to pay respect to the biological family. You know, and yeah, definitely, provide the flesh. Now, when I first put this out on Facebook a few months ago, and the God Elijah responded. He said, yo, old man Justice is my biological father, and I would like to attend the event. And I told him, of course, floor open to you, whatever you want to come and rock. You know what I mean? We've heard about you for years, but only a select handful of us have seen you. So, once again, Brother Elijah, come to the floor. Because I would like for him to speak. We just heard from the Law's family, and we need to hear from Justice family. Because we're about to move on to the program. Where's Elijah at? Hey, where's Elijah at? All right. Yeah. So we're going to, right for the time being, we have the God, Amar the Great Mind, who's going to drop some knowledge on you until Elijah comes in. Peace. Welcome to God. Welcome to God. Peace.
Watch yourself, don't trip on that.
Peace, dear nation. I thank Malachi for this most honorable moment to let me read this dedication to Allah's family and to the nation that he built.
You live, you know that 5% media. You live, God.
I'd like to thank Firstborn LBG for correcting my enunciation about Muslims and Muslims. So for many years we thought it was Muslims, but it's actually Muslims. So I thank ABG for that proper enunciation. This manifestation is called Allah, Justice, and the 5% Square. Brothers and sisters, I open this address with the universal greeting of peace. Dear nation, New York City, its politicians have finally been persuaded to recognize Allah, Justice, and his 5%ers with the renaming of, somebody hold this page down for me, with the renaming of a neighborhood block. Meaning, Allah, with the assistance of justice, caught the attention of the mayor and the local politicians at that time to acknowledge his efforts to educate the black community and to teach them how to come together and bring the city's politicians to the bargaining table. The local officials were most impressed with his concern for the young children in the communities and how the children of that day were the builders of tomorrow. Brothers and sisters, no matter where you are, who you are, what is the level of your education or the level of your financial gains, I mean all of us, everywhere. Let us continue to build in the name of Allah, justice, and the 5% Square. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, God. Peace, peace. Thank you, God. All right, as many of us know, there were two prominent guards who were considered the founders, although there were several others. Matter of fact, I would like to mention Abu Shahid, who was in the mosque with the father and left. This sign is also devoted to him. He was there in the early years, and he went his separate ways for whatever reason. His wife Carmine was also in the mosque and was the first earth amongst us. And it was Old Man Justice, who was really like the co-founder, even though there were several others. Allah's right-hand man, right, is Justice. Old Man Justice, Pre-Cypher Akbar. Today we have his son here, his offspring. We found out about this. He reached out to me a couple weeks ago. I said, yo, man, I want to be there. And I said, yo, it's on. Welcome to God, Elijah. This is Old Man Justice's son, his biological son. So his father's name is on the sound as well. Peace, I know we can do better than that.
There's no disrespect on this channel. No disrespect.
I'm overwhelmed.
No,
I had no idea it was so beautiful out here today. And I don't mean the weather. And I don't mean the weather. To the nation of gods and earths, I say thank you. In the name of my mom, Sister Rashida Asir, she says thank you. To my grandchildren, to my daughter, I share with her this whole environment. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. All I see is peace and love, prosperity, wisdom, knowledge. By far, one of the greatest things that can happen to me is happening to me today. Oh my God. Oh, I'm a little bit overwhelmed.
It's all right.
Oh, Father, look what they're doing for you. Look what they're doing for you. Dad, look what they're doing for you. Amazing. I'm not an orator, but I can share this. Thank you. In the name of my Father, thank you. In the name of Father, Allah the Father, thank you.
Peace.
Hey, Sabu, come on.
Peace. Don't run. Right? That's Justice, Old Man Justice son. Right? Earlier we had a Lord's son about to build, right? And he was straight from the family, straight from the bloodline. We go see a law. Peace.
All right, peace everybody. Hey. I'm Allah, physical son. My name is Allah. A lot of times I don't show up because I was doing a lot of devilishment when he went to his essence. And when he went to his essence and when he told me as growing up with him, if you're doing devilishment, I don't want you around. And I was real hard-headed and it took me a long time to understand, you know, because I didn't do what he told me. But this is a beautiful day for me, you know, because like I know I'm true and living, and I've always been true and living because I got his blood, all of his blood, you know. And when I see that he manifests out here and brought the light, makes me feel good today, you know. And I just want to say peace, because I don't really talk a lot, you know. I don't like to be in the spotlight, you know. Peace.
Peace, family, peace. Just want to see, is there any more biological family of the law of justice in the house? Also, where's Sister Omala? Now we got the mic. Where's Sister Omala? I would like Sister Omala to build, because she's the servant earth of the nation. And I would like for her to have the floor. Before we're about to do the unveiling right now. So we're about to have clear the corner and go there and get the ceremony concluded. Right? Where's Sister Omala at? Well, we're going to have to make moves over towards the corner to get ready to do the unveiling. You ready? You gonna make this happen or what?
Let somebody hold him. Listen, get it with you.
I would like to thank some of the media that's here today. Brother Herb Boyd from the Amsterdam News is here. We also provided a support letter today.
Hey, Scott. Hey. How you doing, man?
Good.
All right.
Eleanor Tatum is also the publisher of the Amsterdam News.
No, they didn't roll down yet.
Sister Mariaba Rende.
Are you close?
Editor and the articles you see.
You want to speak on behalf of Inez and Charlie? No.
Sister Naya.
So where are you now? I'm right by the stage.
You want to put him in there so you can do it?
I'll throw my hand up and wait.
Get it right. Get it right.
Who got it? Did you see that?
All right, y'all, get ready for the unveiling. Y'all want to get a knowledge, wisdom, understanding countdown? We gonna unveil on the count of understanding. Y'all ready? Knowledge. Wisdom. Wait, you gotta wait for the man doing it now. Okay. Let me know when I can start the countdown. You about ready? Almost? Okay, we almost there. Okay, knowledge. Wait a minute, Malachi, you ready? Malachi, you ready? Let just somebody say, is Malachi ready over there? I need to know, is he ready so we can do the countdown?
Yes.
Now when he unveil that sign, I want y'all to say peace so loud that they hear us all the way down 125th Street. So Malachi. Okay now, I need to get the rest of that sign off. Come on now. Come on now. We ain't done. We not done. Come on now.
Come up there, please.
Who the climber in that? Who know how to climb? There it goes, God. Get it, God. Get it, God. Peace. Hey, don't nobody leave. We get ready to take a group photo. Don't nobody leave. You heard me? Yeah, we get ready to do this thing. Lord Justice Square.
That was classic, right?
Lord Justice Square.
He got his boat. He got his boat.
Peace to Allah and justice. Yeah. God is the foundation. Wisdom is the way. Understanding will show you that you are on your way.
To Allah
The knowledge of the cipher, there's true light in you. True light, you know that God is right beside you. To peace, to Allah and justice.
Yeah! Peace to Allah. Hey, we get ready to take a group photo. So everybody, if we can't get on, you know what? Y'all too big to get on one side of the street.
I need a ladder.
You need a ladder. We don't got a ladder. We need to be elevated so we can.
Freedom all along. You know I'm on point.